My name is Mark Onlux, and you've reached another episode of Epic Sketch Time. I do a couple web comics called The Comic Critic and The Return of Stickman, both which you can actually see kind of sort of on my website as I'm slowly rebuilding. And I've got lots of news, but first, introductions from people as they come in.
My name is Crystal Rollins. I do a comic called Aspect, as well as doing colors for Jacosha. And right now I'm in the middle of a project called Bird Brained to do 100 color marker sketches of birds.
My name is Pat McEwen. I do a comic called The Devil and Mr. Gandhi. You can read it at devilandgandhi.com.
And as soon as, let me find my Twitter, because Crystal, you were right. As soon as I started, there was a link. I found a location down in the corner, so I'm just going to go into my Twitter here.
Crazy talk. Find
the Twitter that I sent out before. By the way, folks, my Twitter is Mark Monlux. That's MONLUX. And if you'd like to be in on this thing, just send me a Twitter via that, and I'll send you an invite. You need to have a Gmail account of sorts, because we're doing this via Google Hangout. And let's see, where is that?
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Will.
Wow, only broke my record for few technical difficulties this time.
Hey, at least you got here.
Yeah, it tried to tell me I needed to upload the damn plugin again, but fortunately it let me in the second time without doing it.
There, Crystal, I just sent you the link.
Via Twitter or what?
Via Twitter, yes.
Okay.
Sent everybody that link via Twitter. It looks like Ian is still trying to get in. All I see is a graphic for him, but I'm sure he's figuring out. Oh, wait a minute. He has sent me a message. It says it's showing live.
It's too bad we couldn't get that link beforehand, because there's like literally nobody watching when we do our introductions. Sad.
Oh, well, that's for when people come back and watch it later, because, everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
All 7 of them.
Ian says that he's going to try to restart his computer. I'm going to send out this link.
Whoops.
Come on. Why isn't it? You gotta love technology. Here we go. There's. So, the big news, folks, is I launched my Kickstarter last week, and I've already achieved my primary goal, which I have to confess I set too low. I did a noob mistake and forgot to include the shipping cost as part of my total.
Ooh, that can really bite you.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily you're gonna smash it out of the ballpark, so it shouldn't be an issue. But
yeah, I've already my secondary stretch goal of 2,000 was going to. Hi, Ian.
Finally made it. Sorry for being late.
Yeah.
everybody else has introduced themselves. Ian, why don't you do as well?
Have
Hello, everyone else. I'm Ian Castrita, and I am a comic artist / illustrator / graphic artist. You can check out my stuff at unfedartist.com. And pleasure to meet all you.
Yep.
That is a sad website name.
I was about to think it's such a clever website name, but it doesn't really give that professional image that.
Yeah, that's what I keep on hearing. I'm trying to reinvent it, I guess, and change the way people think about starving artists. So.
Now, if you went artist in a suit, then you add a couple more zeros. Honestly, when I started showing up at interviews wearing a suit,
You wouldn't be unfed then, though.
no.
spend it all on the suit.
Oh, that's true.
Probably depends on where you got the suit. If you stole it, that's a different thing.
Yeah, but thrift store suited artist that's just way too long for a URL. No one's gonna spell that right.
Nobody wants a guy in a fuzzy suit. I remember this guy. He was a real bit of a creeper. He had this pink vest, and it had like 1.5 inch long fur.
What?
A pink furry vest.
Sounds like a reject from the hippie movement.
And my wife and I used
Or
to.
a streetwalker.
Well, my wife and I used to be regulars in a group called the Society of Creative Anachronists, or
SCA.
SCA. Yeah. So we would go to fight practice and watch the people get in armor, and a lot of people would show up to hobnob and have pizza afterwards. And this guy was, I don't know, we referred to them then as fringies. They just kind of hung out on the fringes, but never made it to any of the events. And this guy, he would always try to saddle up next to my then girlfriend, now wife, and I was always having to walk and position my body between him and her, and it just got really annoying.
Wow.
It's sort of like my wife is this magnet for weirdos. She couldn't go home. I mean, she'd be walking home from college, and suddenly there'd be some creepers following her. Now, of course, this doesn't say much
Wow.
how she finally settled for me.
Yeah.
Ooh, Twitter's blowing up. Oh, we should invite Drew. I'll invite Drew. I'll send him.
Wow. I think this might be like the most people we've had in Epic Sketch Time in a long time. Wait, why are there two of me? Oh, never mind. It's just Bill's screen. Bill, you've got... I think you had screen share set to the Hangout for a second there.
Oh, okay.
By the way, progress.
Oh,
I actually started this one at lunch, so it's slightly cheating.
okay. What is?
Oh, take a guess. What do you think it is?
It's some
Oh.
sort of finch. Oh, wait a minute.
Nope.
Hawk.
It's a red-winged blackbird.
Yep.
Ah,
Double points to Mark. First guess.
ding, 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 ding.
It was those two circles that you threw.
Yeah, you can see where I loosely marked in where the big red patch is gonna have to go. Yeah, I tried my best not to go in from where those are gonna be because I started out with a blue a blue Copic, basically doing kind of edging into the bird by starting to color in the sky. And I was trying not to do much of any blue in those spots so that when I go over with the red, they don't make weird purple tones. And see how successful that was later on.
So I was telling everyone that my Kickstarter is up and live,
Yeah, I saw that. Congratulations.
and I'm just getting ready. I'm like $1 away from my Stretch goal of $2,500.
Yeah, I apologize that all I've done so far is share it on a handful of accounts.
Well, Bill, be a mention. Let's throw some money my way and get me over that hump there. Or is your Yankee sensibilities telling you, no, I don't need a deck of horror movie cards. What the hell am I going to do with that?
Play cards? Ugh.
Now, how many actual backers do you have?
Let me take a look.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see how many backers it takes a given campaign to reach the same amount of money.
Why-
But I've seen campaigns that reached $4,000 and they had like 15 backers, and I've seen campaigns that couldn't make $3,000 with like 500 backers.
Oh, I went over the 2,500 mark. Woohoo! I'm at 2,514 with 78 backers.
Wow, 78 backers. Nice. For like what? It's like about 48 hours so far, right?
It's been about, I think, 4 days.
That long already? Wow.
So the
Nice.
early bird level is, I had an ultra early bird level that was $10 for a pack, and I was putting that out there for the first 20 people. And I've got like 10 people backing on the early bird, which is $12. And I've got, so you can still get those for there's still 20 more slots for that. But I have let's see, if that sells out, then I have the second mouse, which is, have you ever heard the saying, the early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese?
Oh, I might have heard a variation.
And let's see, I've got 10 backers where they get credit on the Joker. I've got space for 128 people, so that's a lot of space to fill up. For some reason, I thought those would really go fast. Someone did a book and combo deal with my second book, and someone did a book and combo deal with my first book. And 2 people have done the deck and both of my books, and there's 3 left of those because I thought more people would be going for the one or the other rather than both books. I might have to change that. Let's see, what else we have? Original art.
You can change the quantities of backers, but you can't change the text, the dollar amount, or the description of a backer level once anyone has backed it.
Can you reduce the backer level?
Yeah, you can change the quantity. So if it was like the early bird level and you had 10 and you're like, okay, that's done, you could just reduce the number down to however many people backed it. I don't know if you saw, but there was also a way you can set backer levels by date. So that's another way you can do early bird, is you can just say everyone in the first 24 hours gets this offer, rather than the first 20 people get this offer.
I didn't know that. That would make things a little simpler.
Hey, you didn't ask.
Let's see. I put up a couple of print, big print offers at the $75 level, and a couple of those have gone. But the thing that really put me over the top very quickly was I have a couple. They're diehard fans of mine, and they have everything I own. And they wanted to be his and her Jokers, which would be a custom deck. And so that's a level of 700.
Wow.
Yeah, it's always
Nice.
And I also have this Uber level, which is everything, but no one's picked up on that yet. I'm getting some pings here. I'm going to check my Twitter real quickly and see what that was about.
Let me shout to show you guys the progress again, since I don't have a digital screen, so people can't see it right away.
Purdy.
Yeah, it's the fun thing on the really dark birds is I get a chance to do a lot more ink work than the lighter birds, which are a lot more marker work.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have in your hands right now, Crystal?
This?
Mm-hmm.
This is a zebra brush pen,
Cool.
the medium size. Because I really don't like the little and the big ones from this brand, but I love the medium size. I buy them in bulk now. I used to get them at Daiso, but like then it's like everybody caught on to these pens, so like they're impossible to actually get from Daiso anymore.
Oh yeah, I've never seen. I really haven't shopped their pens that much. I really should take another look at their art section to see if there's anything useful. Generally, I only go for the only thing I've gotten there is some of the packs of 2Bs and cheap watercolors.
I love going there for like organization supplies. I got these there in their like school supply set for $1.50 each.
Oh.
And they hold the markers really nice and tidy now. So like I go through their office supply stuff a lot. I get like little canisters. And they have a bunch of different stuff for like
company?
Daiso. It's a
What
Japanese
company?
dollar store.
Yeah.
Oh.
These are a brand called Studio. Studio. Studio.
Studio?
I don't know because I'm not sure if it's like French or like fake French, knowing Daiso. So, yep.
I just got a message by Instagram asking, how can I get a hold of these? I'm going, copy and paste the link into your URL. Because I'm guessing Instagram doesn't allow you to do hot links.
I still have like never used Instagram, and I've only ever come across it when people are like posting a string of pictures of their dog doing something silly.
I try to get a picture in there about every other day. I'm getting.
Wait. Oh no, I was thinking of Imgur. Sorry, I do use Instagram. Never mind. I was thinking of the wrong one. Yeah, no, yeah, Instagram does some stuff where like it doesn't like you linking to things, so you have to basically like either put the link, like type it out in an image, or like write it out longhand in the description.
Which is what I did, but it's not an obvious. Apparently, when you abbreviate using Bitly, they instead of www or bit.ly, that goes kck.st/ and then whatever.
So it like breaks the URL or something?
I think Bitly just has an abbreviated formula for Kickstarter things, as and then when you're trying to type that in, of course, Instagram is trying to spell check correct it, so it's a real pain in the butt. But yeah, they're not very friendly for outside linkage.
Yeah.
What's been the main way you've promoted your Kickstarter, Mark?
I have been mainly relying on Facebook and Twitter. Those are my two largest portals. I got thousands of followers on Twitter. I'm trying to remember if it's 2,000 or 3,000. I think it's a little over 2,000. and I have about, I think I have a little over 2,000 friends on Facebook. So what I've been doing is every time I hit a stretch goal or I announce a stretch goal, I put that out on Twitter with hashtags, and that then pops into my Facebook. And I haven't really had to do much more than that. I have found that in this last stretch goal, Stowe volunteered to do some artwork for me for a screensaver. And so he and I worked a deal where we would cross-pollinate promote. And I was promoting Sidekick Quest. And then he was taking all those, hey, look, I'm doing this for him, and then promoting it out on his Twitter and Facebook. I have another friend, Sam Bay, who does wedding paintings, and I thought, and he was saying that, oh, well, I wouldn't mind doing one of those, but he was not terribly enthusiastic when I gave him the list of the remaining movies that were available, because he thought he could do just Dracula. I said, no, it's got to be an obscure movie.
Well, there's a lot of obscure Dracula movies.
Oh,
That is true.
damn it. I just sent out that response post, and it spell checked it right after I hit the button. I was going, ugh. I hate that.
So is there like a list of obscure movies somewhere, or is this kind of like a...
Yes, if you go to my Kickstarter, it goes underneath the frequently asked questions. There's a whole list of all of the 52 obscure movies that I've done artwork on. And
Is that a list you made up, though, or is that something like everybody agrees, like, oh, this is... Like, what's an obscure movie? I mean, is it like nobody's heard of it that you've talked to, or like not on IMDb? Like, how does it qualify?
What's the criteria for making a movie claimed as obscure?
I purposely sought out to find what I thought was the most obscure movie monsters out there. Okay, you might have seen, and there's a couple popular ones in there because there's movies that people have probably seen in recent years. Like maybe you saw Salem's Lot, so you're back in the 80s when you're growing up, so you're familiar with that vampire. But my guess is that you probably have not seen The Killer Shrews, or let's see, what are some other ones? Hang on, I'm trying.
The Killer Shrews sounds like the name of a movie that's like old ladies killing people that are not following the like HOA rules in their neighborhood.
It is not arsenic and old lace. Speaking of interesting, can you guys see what's on my screen right now? It is a cat inhaler. Back when my cat, our cat was, we thought our cat was always trying to cough up hairballs because they kept going all the time. And we later found out that that's how cats can't cough, they can only heave. And basically our cat had bronchitis.
Aww.
So we've got a cat inhaler, and the instructions that came with the cat inhaler were so awful, absolutely awful, that I put this thing out on my blog and sent a link to the people at the inhaler company, say, hey, these are some instructions. Feel free to buy these from me because they make a lot more sense than what you have. And there was a continuing education course.
Whenabouts? I have a appointment at 6, so I might be fashionably late.
Wow.
Okay.
So there was this continuing education course, and they sent me an email asking if they could have permission to use this to show the right way to use a cat inhaler, because they too thought the company's instructions were too oblique. Anyway.
How's your cat doing now?
Oh, my cat's dead.
Oh, geez.
Oh, if you look at the copyright, this was back in 2008.
Oh.
Because you didn't know how to use the inhaler.
Our cat lived to the ripe old age of 20.
Oh,
Wow.
And,
It's
and
5 o'clock. 5 o'clock.
the first time I put the inhaler on the cat, I wrapped her up, and but as soon as she took her first puff, she settled in, and the next time I just put her on my lap and put it up, and no, she would come and nag me when it was time to use her inhaler,
Really?
Aw.
because she loved breathing apparently. So
What a crazy thought. Absolutely insane.
and it got to the point, as your cat gets on in years, it became easy. All I would do is just go. My friend Don Cochran had a cat that was like this, chronically sick cat. You just get to the point where you just reach over, grab the cat's head, pull it back, open, and pop the bills straight down the throat and stroke her throat, and then you're done. No sweat, no muss. Oh, Crystal, say something.
I was waiting for you to finish your cat story before I stole the spotlight. Ink progress.
Oh,
Oh, that bird? That bird's dead.
What? It might be. I don't know. It's some picture from the wilderness. Mark's cat probably ate it.
Yeah.
Will somebody say something? Because I want to see if they pop up big on the screen.
Something.
Now, when Crystal talked, did she pop up big, or is everyone just still locked on me?
I just see you. It doesn't seem to be switching any of us up to the big screen.
See,
Just
now it
you over
switches
there.
to Crystal for me when Crystal talks.
Huh. Yeah, it's completely... Oh, I clicked on Mark, so let me... I wonder if there's a way I can click, like...
Just click Mark again and it should unclick him.
Okay. Oh, now... Talking. I'm seeing me, but on someone else's screen?
Yeah, that looks like Bill's screen.
What?
That's weird.
I hope I'm not messing up anything. Am I doing everything right? Or?
Ian, you just went full screen, Ian. Now it's on Mark.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, now it's back to Ian. Oh my God.
Okay, that's how it's supposed to be, but for some reason on my screen, it's just me all the time.
Well, it knows who you are, Mark. It knows your personality.
I'm worried that when this records, when people come back to it later on, they're going to be really bored staring at some guy in his 50s. I'll at least throw up the cat inhaler.
I mean, let's not pretend that anybody really wants to look at me any more than you because I'm younger. Like, they really just want to see the art if they want to see anything. Swoosh. I love dry brush. Dry brush is the best. It gives the feathers so much character.
It's coming together really well.
So I'm going to announce my next stretch goal, and it's going to be, and the reason I'm bringing this up is I want to hear your guys' feedback.
And not just because of shameless promotion for an hour.
No, I want to steal your guys' ideas.
Oh, even worse.
I'm going to be doing horror movie bingo cards.
Bingo cards?
I saw that in the news update.
So, like the words bitten, chewed, flashlight, jump scare, swallowed, radiation, infection, dismemberment, blood trail, what are some other suggestions of scenes or scenarios that pop up in a horror movie all the time? Like
Obvious betrayal?
obvious betrayal.
Like the one that, like, from the beginning of the movie, you're like, we knew that was the bad guy. Oh my god. They finally got out with it.
And let's see, I got claw marks,
Handprints.
handprints.
I'm thinking, like, some way when, like, all of the characters are telling the one character not to do the thing, the character does the thing and it gets them killed exactly as predicted by the rest of the characters.
Splitting
But
up.
Ooh, splitting up in general. That's a good one,
Oh.
yeah.
Splitting up.
Split a party, kill a party.
Isn't there usually a shower scene in a lot of horror movies?
The unnecessary sexy scene.
Yeah, there you go.
Just in general. Or the girl, like, getting undressed while you have the creeper cam from outside the window.
Oh, creeper cam.
Creeper cam in general could be a good one, yeah.
Point of
Wouldn't that just be the what's that, the Jim Raimi? Sam Raimi.
Oh, shaky cam.
Oh. Yeah, but you'd just be, like, slamming the same bingo card for an entire movie.
Nah, I want things that are really horror movie specific, and shaky cam kind of covers the gauntlet in action films.
Frightened cat.
I'm sorry, but I already have
He
cat.
does have cat, yeah.
What about the old guy who's seen it all and warns them before they go up the hill?
Oh, he actually has a name. What was that guy's name? In Cabins in the Wood, they referred to him as something.
I have no idea.
Oh, what do you think? Cabin in the Woods? Or just
Yeah, Cabin in the Woods by itself is probably good.
I had fun with that one Halloween.
Have you guys seen the movie Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah, I really liked that
Oh my
movie.
god, that was beyond hilarious.
I felt it was, like, kind of good as a straightforward movie, too, though. Like, even aside from the joke on horror movies, like, it just felt like a pretty well-written movie in general.
Well, and I think if you watch like Angel, you could. I definitely felt like I was watching like the secret installation of Wolfram and Hart. You know, because that's a Joss Whedon movie, isn't it? He had something to
Yeah.
do with it.
That was the Joss Whedon movie that almost never saw the light of day. They actually they shoved that movie away in the archive after it was done and edited. And because the guy who plays Thor is in that movie, when Thor was a really big hit, Chris Hemsworth, I want to say the guy's name is.
Mm-hmm.
When he became like a big action star, they brought it out of the archives basically because they're like, oh, we already paid the actors for this movie, so we can make a bunch of money by actually publishing this movie because now it's got a famous actor in it. Little movie trivia.
I did not hear that story.
Yeah.
Another stretch reward I was considering was there are these little instruction pamphlets that you can get with your deck of cards, and they're accordion fold, and one of them is set up to be 8 panels. And I have the first eight pages of one of my books talks about how I rate movies, you know, with negative points for scenes with flashlights, extra points for copies and robots, that type of thing. But the cost on producing those per unit, it would be like $1 for each one, even at 100 quantity. And I'm thinking that's nuts. But then I then went to Moo and took a look at the whole. Okay, I wonder if I could do the bingo cards for less. And sure enough, And plus, the bingo cards are something that I can, sell as a separate thing.
So, are you just talking about the print costs of the bingo cards, or what was that? The other one you were talking about?
The cost would be of the little instruction booklet that would go into the pack of cards or go with the pack of cards.
Oh, okay. So you'd basically be printing like a business card-ish size of little instruction card?
Yeah.
Do you even need an instruction card? I mean, like, don't people...
The instruction card would be filled with the 8 pages of my first book talking about how I rate movies.
Oh.
But the bingo card seemed to be more of a direct tie-in.
Yeah.
The bingo idea is really cool. It kind of makes me think of like a drinking game. Like people can watch the movie and then just like play the bingo card as they watch the movie to see if they win or not. It's very cool.
There's a funny Japanese rock horror movie called Blood Zero, and they've got a little app, or when you go into the extras, if you play the movie while running the extras, instead of commentary, they have the drinking game icon that when anybody's head explodes or fire shoots out of a microphone, or they have this list of absurd things, but you'd be surprised how many people's heads explode in this movie. And every time something like that happens, a mug of beer appears in the right-hand corner, and everybody's supposed to take a drink.
That's
Nice.
great.
I thought that was really clever of the.
Talking for a progress shot. Do. Now it looks like Mark is hogging the screen again.
Am I on? Well, click.
I don't have anyone clicked. I do not have anyone clicked right now. No one clicked at all. And I don't know about anybody of the rest of you, but I'm not seeing.
I think that if you click on your screen, you can take over the screen.
For me, but I don't know if it does that for everybody if I do that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the broadcast just focused on whoever's talking, doesn't it?
Yeah. Can you see it now? Am I on the big screen yet?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then maybe I guess I can just click on myself.
It's
Anyway.
because you're not on the big screen for me, but you're on the big screen for everybody else.
Okay. Well, there you go. Little shot of beginning to do the marker toning.
Hang on. Say something.
Something. Tra-la-la, something.
That didn't work. Never mind.
No. Is not perfect system.
Oh, I fixed it. Whenever I did, now whoever's talking pops up on the big screen for me.
Oh, cool. So am I showing up right now?
Yes, a lovely amulet you're wearing today.
Oh, my mom brought this back from Hawaii, I think. I remember she went somewhere on vacation and she happened to bring this back for me. Yeah, it's a nice piece of moss agate. She said she just found it at they had like a local like arts and crafts market and somebody had little jewelry pieces. I have a feeling it's probably someone who actually pulled in Chinese imports because it's a very simple piece and the way it's finished on the back is notorious of really cheap mass-produced stuff from India and China. But honestly, it's an actual piece of rock, unlike some of the other jewelry she's brought me home, so I was totally happy. Because she has a tendency to bring home, like... She'll bring me back, like, stuff that's, like, made out of plastic from really cruddy metal that makes me break out. Or, like... She'll bring back stuff that's, like... glass jewelry that's marked like it's fancy, but it's not. Like, my mom doesn't have the best idea of what jewelry is worth. And unfortunately, I have a very good idea because I've made my own jewelry, I've cut my own stones, and I've done a lot of comparison shopping and research. So I'm a terrible person to buy jewelry for.
So on my screen right now is an alien from a. I've only seen this film once, and it was so awful. I think it might be on Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's
That bad.
The Invasion of the Animal People. For your edification.
How do you go and find obscure movies, Mark? Do you have a place you usually check out, or is it just the internet, or what?
It's childhood.
I have lived a long time. There used to be, when I was growing up, one of the TV stations in here had a double feature horror. Friday night was always a double feature horror flick night, and the host was this guy called the Count. He did these terrible puns. Oh my God, they were awful. There's only one bit of footage left from this host because, they would always be reusing the tapes. So, but if you go online, you can find the list of all the movies I watched as a kid because they have a complete archive of everything. And then when I was in college, VHS tapes came out. But we're talking back in the day where you'd have to rent the console as well because no one could afford the consoles. So me and my friends, what we would do is we could only afford to rent the console for one night. So we would each go in, put a little bit forward to cover the cost of the console, and then we would each select a movie that we wanted to see. We'd have a big all night long movie marathon.
Mm-hmm.
And because everybody had different tastes, you got to see a wide eclectic selection. And the movie order was usually determined by lots. And then, thank God for Showtime.
All right, nearly done. Thought I'd show off progress shot again.
Very nice.
So,
now I have to lay down a ton of blue for the sky because I started in on it, so I can't really cheap out on it too much.
how many more do you have left to do?
A lot still. This is going to make bird number 34. So I have 66 left after that. Let me pull up the Excel sheet. Because yes, I have an Excel sheet. Huh?
I'm sorry, what was the project that you're working on?
The Kickstarter was called Bird Brained, and the goal was to make 100 bird sketches.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and then it'll get collected into a book and a bunch of postcard prints, and then it's done. It's a pretty straightforward goal.
That was originally planned just as postcard prints, but it really took off for you.
Yeah, because the original was basically the backer level was for doing the original art. You could back for one original drawing of your choice. So the idea was that ideally I would have gotten 100 backers, and then I would have had 100 birds picked out by people, and I just drew all the birds. I got about 50 backers, and then I got about 4 more people I knew who missed the Kickstarter who paid me to do a bird afterwards. So about 55 of the birds are claimed, but it meant I had to get a random list for the other 45 because one of the stretch goals was that I promised I would do all 100 birds even though I didn't get 100 backers. And one of the earlier sketch goals was that I would actually do a collected art book of the birds. God, my nose super itchy all of a sudden. And yeah, like it's pretty straightforward. There's not really like a crazy behind the scenes reason for it, except that like I've been doing a lot of bird drawings lately, and people kept asking me like what it would cost for a bird and what if I was going to do anything with all these bird drawings I did. And they had a project called Make 100 during February that if you had a Kickstarter with a limited reward set of 100 backer levels, like a level that had 100 awards, that you could get extra promotion through the Kickstarter's main page. So I did it. And it was pretty successful. And that's the story.
I think my wife is a little bit more invested in my Kickstarter than I am, because she keeps telling me when I've reached an award, and she told me, "Oh, when I went on illustration, yours was number 4 when it popped up." I went, "Really?"
Oh, wow, that's really impressive.
Well, I think it's because it hit its target goal so early.
It's still like I don't think mine ever was number 4, and mine hit its target goal in around the same amount of time in 24 hours. And I think the highest up I ever was in the illustration category was about 50 or 60.
Really?
And I was also getting promoted through a like a specific project that they were doing that month. So no, number 4 is impressive. That's really impressive. I don't know, like, because you have more following than I do in other social media, and there is a lot of like programs and formulas and algorithms that they run these days that could be accounting in for it too, because you're a better known creator, that if you have a successful campaign, they might bump you to the top a little higher, because basically they want to promote people that they think people will come on the site and go, "Oh wow, look at that deck by Mark Monlocks. I didn't know he was running the Kickstarter. I want to throw money at that."
Well, I do know that I follow a lot of people and support a lot of people on Kickstarter, and that 13 other people who have Kickstarter accounts have been supporters. So maybe that kicked it up there. But I would imagine that you have a lot of people on yours that are consistent Kickstarter people.
So my campaign was actually really surprising to me, because of all the people I know who've run campaigns, it's the largest number of people in a campaign that I've run that I don't have any clue who they are. Like normally my campaigns are like 90% like friends, family, social acquaintances, other comic people that I know, like people I could like tell you their real life name, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And like maybe 5 or 10% are like some rando person that I don't know if they found me through my website, through my webcomic, or through some other random thing. And this campaign was like 50% of the people on this campaign, I have no idea how they found me or who they are. And it's pretty cool.
Oh, I've dropped down in the rankings. I'm only number 10 in illustration now.
Oh, you poor thing.
Yes.
Is your wife going to be okay, Mark?
She'll never be the same again. How can she live with the shame of her husband not being number 4?
Somebody made these adorable classic Harley Quinn stickers. Apparently, they're number 3 right now. So.
Yeah. Popular stuff, yo.
This portrait of Captain Nemo by David Dorman is number 2.
Huh.
Designer, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen version.
Well, got this giant red turban on his head, so I'm going to say League of Extraordinary Gentlemen version. Here's some pretty nice illustration.
Right. Talk. Tell me if I'm on the main screen.
You are.
Yep.
Here's the bird.
Second.
Nearly done. I'm probably going to pop in a little color for his eye because it's kind of creepy.
Mm.
And some more white accents on him to lighten him up just a teeny weeny bit. But aside from that, it's basically done.
Cool.
Yeah, this one came out good. Aside from the fact that I had to move the composition over because his wings were going to get cut off. I get a little bit of leeway because another one of the stretch goals I did was to give everybody who's getting an original drawing, they're going to actually have it matted. And that leaves me a little leeway because I can, if the layout's not quite turning out how I'd like, I can actually make a note that I'm going to like mat it slightly to one side instead of the other. Now you know my secret techniques for covering up screw-ups.
Ian, what are you working on there?
I have a client that is kind of like an entrepreneurial incubator, and they are willing to try out some test comics for promoting the businesses that they help work with, and this is one of them. And I'm trying my best to get this done this week, so that's why I'm working on it instead of my my other webcomic. But this is for a company called Galloper, which is kind of like an Uber for horse transportation. Apparently that was
What? That's a thing?
yeah.
Oh, so I did hear that right? Phew.
That's, oh my gosh.
Apparently it was like really difficult if you own a horse and you need to have it transported to find an actual hauler. And so they created this kind of matchmaking app, and they've just released it, and they're doing really well.
See, I was imagining the opposite, that it's like, I have a horse. I want to give horse rides to people. They can dial me up on this app and come by. I'm just imagining like I could like dial up this app and have like somebody come up with a horse and be like, all right, let's go for a horse ride.
I'd only assume that would work for Amish, and I think there'd be a flaw in that marketing plan there.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, where I live in Renton, you can technically ride a horse through town.
Yeah.
And it's not rural. Because I've seen a horse in Renton once before. And I know South Seattle, you can actually drive horses on the streets too.
Have you actually ridden a horse through town?
Not through town, but I went to Girl Scout camp and I rode horses basically every summer in Girl Scout camp. So yes, I can ride a horse. I've never ridden a horse though in like any area there was much asphalt. So I don't know if that makes things very different. Don't know. Wow. I think I'm just gonna actually leave him. Gave him a little blue eye because then his eye stands out a little bit better because it was just too dark to make it like a real blackbird where they have a black eye.
I like the double highlights.
It's how the actual eye is. Like it had like a really big highlight to the top and then like a little glimmer underneath.
Did anyone select a downy woodpecker?
A what woodpecker?
Downy woodpecker.
A downy? No, there was somebody who picked a what are the ones that get Colorado? A piper, I think it was called. But yeah, I don't recall seeing a downy woodpecker anywhere on there.
So let me so wait a minute. So your list is based on people's requests. I sort of assumed that you were going random through a Peterson guide.
One half is people's requests, and one half is random birds.
Okay.
But you have to pay for the request.
Yes. And nobody, like the originals that I draw that are random, nobody gets those. My intention actually for the originals that aren't pre-claimed is I'll probably take them with me to conventions and stuff since I'm planning to do more postcard prints than are needed to fulfill backers. And I'm going to have more books than are needed to fulfill backers. So my intention is to have a little illustration set up aside from all my comics. And also now that I've got birds, like I'm actually kind of thinking about looking into like craft fairs and stuff, because I feel like the birds would sell with a completely different market than my comics would.
There is a whole flower and garden show marketplace out there.
Two people kind of talked at once. I heard something about a bird marketplace, and someone else said something.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
One of my friends, she does books where she just takes pictures of flowers. Bill knows her. Her name is Sarah Chapman.
Uh-huh.
She does this unique. It's almost like flower and garden side shows. Not the big ones. There's lots of little ones.
Oh yeah, like so and so's like local garden center show.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Like, I think Renton has like a little home show, and I know we have Renton River Days in like July. And I've seen a lot. I've actually not that many. I'm more like a handful of. I've seen a handful of people selling like artwork they did that was like natural stuff. Like I actually got a really cool octopus print from a lady that does watercolors, and she was printing them to ceramic tiles.
Most of her shows happen around Christmas time because there's a whole marketplace for women who like that type of stuff, and she caters to it significantly.
I'm not surprised. I love photos of flowers. I love taking photos of flowers. I would buy photos of flowers. Yeah, no.
It's sort of like a kind of a quasi craft show circuit. Boy, I'm not doing well with tongue twisters today.
I know that feeling.
So, folks, it is 5:30. Does anyone have to take off?
I do, unfortunately, but
I also do. But it's been nice spending time with you all.
Stowe was having a family day. He's looking forward to eventually getting back with us.
Did he clear up his permissions to join?
Oh, if he has, he hasn't mentioned it.
Ah.
But he's still suffering technical woes.
Yeah, Stowe's the one he's on like college internet that keeps locking him out, right?
He's on there's a private school that he lives at, and they're supposed to be getting free internet as part of the deal. But for some reason, it keeps locking him out of Google Hangouts. And at one time he was back in, and then they said, "Oh no, we didn't fix the problem. It just magically resolved itself, but we never fixed it, so we don't know how to fix it now." And so it's very frustrating with him, because naturally he doesn't want to have to change to do another cost. And on the other hand, he's the one that started Epic Sketch Time, which is a grand and glorious idea.
I actually had a thought today that it's kind of funny that it's called Epic Sketch Time when I don't think anybody generally sketches during Epic Sketch Time. Namely, everybody seems to be working on a finished art piece.
yes, I could sketch.
You gotta admit, it's a great name. Like
Yeah, Epic Art Time sounds marginally less fun for some reason.
Like I've done other groups like this that have not been nearly as popular, and I think part of the reason is not a catchy name.
Well, it's a play on Epic Mealtime, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I know that he's a fan of Epic Mealtime. He used to, back when he lived in a house and could do so, he would have a monthly barbecue, and it was called the Meaties. And everybody was required to bring a meat dish. Because how many times have you gone to a barbecue and there's barely any meat there? So
That's never been a downside for me. Like, I always have the opposite problem that, like, I go to barbecues or potlucks and it's, like, all cupcakes. And I'm like, I really just want a salad and like some like blanched green beans, and I can't find any vegetables to save my soul.
And on that wonderful note of soul saving, I'll say goodbye. This is another episode of Epic Sketch Time. If you'd like to participate, then please contact me via my Twitter, which is Mark Monlux. That's MarkMonlux. Or you can locate the Epic Sketch Time Google community and ask to join there. And that way I'll put you into a circle of friends that automatically gets invited. Anyone who responds to that invite will get added on. And I totally forgot to check that invite today. So I feel bad.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on again. I'll see you guys later.
You'll have a good one.
Take care.
Night, everybody.
Bye.